Hey everybody, it's Dan from the Lonely Havocs, here with my good friend Chris.
What's going on?
What's up, man?
Not a lot. Been wanting to do this for a while. Thanks for having me out.
Yeah, I've been hounding Chris for about a year or two to even play a game.
I don't think it's been that long since we played. It was definitely 7th edition.
It was a while back since we actually got into it and had a whole game, so this is exciting.
Yeah, I think it was Knights versus your Renegade Guard last time.
Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, and I don't think... that wasn't a very balanced game.
Did I get my ass kicked? Is that what happened?
Well, yeah, because it was the old Knight rules, and they were...
yeah, that's right.
Very good against stub guns.
Yeah, like everything's dead.
But that's not what we're doing this week.
No, what are we doing, man? Here. So 1,500 points.
Blood Angels versus Death Guard.
Death Guard, my neon Nurgles, making their almost fully painted debut on the table versus your awesome-looking Blood Angels.
Yours look really great, and you can see them very clearly. My guys are surprisingly camouflaged for bright red space.
Because like everything's like red and rusty colored.
It looks good though. I like it on the board. So, what were you running in your list?
So, my list is 2 bloat drones and 2 squads of plague marines. One's got 2 meltas, the other's got 2 plasmas. I've got 2 squads of Blight Lord Terminators, which are my new favorite thing, with different types of weapons. One's got the Flail of Corruption, I think is what it's called. Mm-hmm. And the other one is just all combi bolters and axes. And then I got some of them Pox Walkers. And I got a Defiler named Bowie over the top right there.
Very cool. The Poxwalkers, the Plague Drones, are they completely new to 8th, or have they been mentioned in like the fluff or anything before?
They only had like Blight drones before, and then there was like another.
They were the Forge World exclusive ones, right?
Yeah, but they're like a totally different. They're bloat drone. They're not Blight drone.
Okay.
It's a whole different thing, man.
Oh man, everything's changing. 8th edition.
Yeah, they just came out with the new book and all that good stuff.
I had to work that Bowie thing.
But
yeah, the new book seems really cool.
It is. What's your list, man?
So 1,500 points. This is one of the first times I've used Primaris Marines. I've got 2 squads of the Intercessors, I believe they're called, and the Primaris Captain in the Grav armor. I've got my trusty Land Raider holding down the center of the board with my Razorback on the right side with a 5-man squad with a grav gun. Yep. I got my Dreadnought with a rocket launcher and las cannon, even though historically that's not worked out too well. And then my Death Company with my Chaplain. I'm using that newer Chaplain model. The Death Company came out.
Awesome, by the way.
Yeah, that figure is just it does all the work itself. It's so nice. And
it almost paints itself.
Yeah. And then the Terminators. I got a 5-man Terminator squad also in reserve with an assault cannon. And then my Chaplain is using the Wings of Sanguinius relic. Ooh, wow. Which, like I said, it took me like 15-20 minutes to figure out how much points relics were when I was doing my list last night. Did not realize, because this is actually the first 8th edition game I've done with points.
Okay, yeah, because what do you normally do, like match play or something?
Yeah, we just do the power level, which I like power level for just putting together like a quick game.
Yeah.
But it's led to some really unbalanced stuff. So I was playing Thousand Suns last time, and the guy gave his squad all those flamethrowers.
Right.
What are the warp fire throwers or whatever?
What are they, like super AP or something like that?
I think they're like strength 6, 8 -3. And it's D6 shots apiece. And I think it's like 10 or 15 points or something normally an upgrade, but he just gave it all because it's power level.
So. Yeah. Because why wouldn't you upload everything that you can? That's why I don't like power level.
Generally, like power level has been cool if you and your opponent know what's going on. Yeah. But in this game we played today, completely even. I really liked it. This is, like I said, the first time I've done points, and I've done points all the time.
Points is match play, and then power level is narrative play, right?
Or open player.
Yeah, whatever the fuck.
Yeah. I just call it casual.
Just cash. Keep it cash,
Let's
bro.
just throw it on the board, Brad. Throw it down.
Just play cash.
Peace, love, and 40K.
So I think we had that cool deck of cards that gives you like
the open
objectives.
war cards.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is the first time that I've used that, and I thought it was freaking sweet.
Yeah, I like the variety it brings for sure.
Variety. Yeah. It's like, what are we doing? So we had one objective in your zone, one objective in my zone. We played long table edges with a 12-inch deployment, and if you controlled both objectives at the end of your turn, you won the game.
End of your opponent's turn.
End of your opponent's. That's right.
Yeah, it was invasion, right?
Yeah,
I believe
invasion.
That's what the card was called.
That's what that card was called.
I definitely like the cards. It's nice to, instead of just being like, all right, I guess we'll fight.
Yeah, we'll do Relic again, or Guns Never Retire. Yeah, those cards are fucking cool, man.
Yeah, because the old book was just 6 options, right? You rolled.
Yeah.
And that was it.
And then there's Maelstrom of War, which I stopped playing because it's just so random. Like
Yeah, you get like the Kill a Psyker
Yeah,
card.
I feel like the game wins for you sometimes, like just by luck, and I don't really care for that.
Yeah, and I know the factions had like they had the army cards, right, where they made it a little more.
Yeah, like stuff that was specific to that army that you were playing.
But if someone just had to hold the 3 points on their side of the board, it was...
I like one that's kind of a mix between the two, where there's some random elements where like luck can really help you out, but I don't like that as the basis for the entire thing.
Yeah, I really enjoyed our mission today. I thought it was really cool. Getting it's pretty standard deployment, but not knowing what you're going to be deploying.
Right.
You can't just make a list that's good at it. So
yeah, exactly. That's cool.
Yeah, I definitely tried to make an all-comers type list last night. I definitely didn't want to just everybody and everybody. Everybody and anybody.
Everyone's coming. No, I'm so immature. Hey, so turn one, I recall like nothing really happened.
I think the most impressive thing is I deferred to you.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so I deployed first and got the first turn.
Why did you defer to me?
So, definitely when you're playing an army that deep strikes a lot, it feels like timing is super duper important. At least, I don't know if that's your experience so far.
I'm not good at deep striking, so I mean, I obviously put everything... I had 2 squads of Terminators that could deep strike, and I put them on right away.
Yeah. Your guys definitely, though, are a lot hardier. They're a lot...
Yeah.
Like, when you've just got Death Company, they're just Space Marines. Like, they have the Black Rage rule. But Bolter Fire is going to take them down. And enough Bolter Fire is going to take them down. If I had gone into your back rank immediately, your Defiler could have done a lot of damage to him. If I had come up to the front of you immediately, they're just like a glass hammer.
Right, yeah.
Almost, it feels like.
Because you had like a 10-man squad of Death Guard sitting in reserves.
Yeah.
And I kept wondering where you were going to try to drop them. So I was trying to maybe cover a little bit of the back end or the front with those Terminators. Definitely in the last games I played with them, I've just been fucking beat stick with them. Just like bring them in immediately and just assault as soon as I can. Which on this turn, which I think you're about to see, is me not making some assaults.
Oh,
I think
man.
I might have already rolled them because I'm shooting.
That first shooting barrage was not the best.
It didn't do anything. I like rolled 1s and 2s for everything, and
Primaris and cover are pretty awesome.
Yeah, like so the way I play it, and I think I've mentioned this on my other videos, if it's not sitting directly on the board itself, then that counts as cover. So every piece of terrain should have a base of some sort, and so if it's on the base, then it's a cover save.
Which I also really appreciated. That made it so much easier than line of sight and all that jazz.
I'm not trying to, like, obviously for vehicles the rules are slightly different. Here's you making some Overwatches, I think, against me.
So Overwatches are saved. Are those the white dice? I can't tell from here, but I definitely try to keep my theme dice used for the correct theme.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, for my apothecary dice, I was trying to use those for saves, but they were really letting me down and stuff like that. I try not to use them offensively or anything like that.
I was offended the whole time. Yeah, here I'm trying to figure out how far I need to go, and it was all like 10s or 12s or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, and so here I tried to make a weird little bubble, so I didn't start my chaplain with the Death Company in reserve. I started him with the Primaris, and then I gave him the Primaris Captain in the back, so they get that reroll bubble that I was using most of the game. And I was like, whatever he comes at me, whatever he brings to me, I'm just going to try and keep away, and then I'll see what's on the board. Try to keep you honest a little bit, and not really just commit to a certain side. So also I had the one Razorback on the far right. There's nothing else over there.
Honestly, I wasn't too worried about the Razorback because statistically speaking and what I've seen is they always miss.
Well, we'll see.
I'm getting a text.
Oh, no. We'll look further into we'll wait for the game to play out, but we'll see what how your theory goes with Razorbacks in a little bit. Definitely in prior editions, though, having a 5-man squad be mobile with some heavy weapon support is not a terrible thing.
Yeah, actually, that's a pretty good. I like multiple small squads as opposed to bigger squads.
Yeah, I mean, seeing what you have on that objective right now, I don't know if they can see the objective. You got your Poxwalkers on it on the top there.
Yeah, the top middle-ish behind that.
And that's a lot of work for a 5-man squad with a Razorback to go through. But I was really hoping for my left side to be able to give it some support as soon as possible, and we'll see how that went.
I didn't know what to do with the Land Raiders, so I think I'm pretty much ignoring it right now. I'm just like, I feel like things that I can't really... I don't have any last cannons or things that really put out a lot of damage except for 2 melta-guns in the whole army. So, and my melta-guns are not incredibly fast-moving or mobile because they're on my Marines.
What is their movement?
5.
5?
Yeah.
So they're not super duper slow, but
And my Terminators they're 4. They're 4-inch movement.
ooh.
And their advance roll gets halved if they choose to advance.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so they're not fast either. And so this is already your bottom of 1 where you're going, and I failed
Yeah.
all my
Every charge.
I failed. And yeah, it was
I think you killed one guy.
I think I
in
have
the
a bald
first
spot.
round.
Did you just see my head just then?
I did not know. I'll keep an eye out for it now, though. Everyone keep an eye out for it. And if you can comment at the second where it appears.
Do I have a bald spot? Like I'm looking at I'm bald. I didn't think I was going bald. I might be going bald. Or maybe my hair's just like matted down.
Does this game stress you out that much?
I was so stressed. I was like sweating.
I really thought, so I dropped those Terminators in, and I was like, these dudes are going to do work. And so in your turn 1, you killed one guy.
I killed
failed all your charges.
I killed a dude, yeah.
It was a Primaris dude, too, I think.
I killed
right?
one Primaris.
Yeah,
and
and
they're
then
like 2 wounds apiece, right?
in my first turn, did I kill a guy? I think I killed one guy as well, right?
You might have killed one, yeah.
There was not a lot going on to start with.
The first turn was pretty much bullshit.
Jostling for position, reading your opponent. All the tactical stuff was happening.
Feeling it out, feeling it all out to see what's going on. Me sticking my big nose and stuff. Yeah,
I definitely like those plague drones though. What's the movement on them? 10.
they move 10 inches. Yep.
10, which is awesome for Nurgle considering
Yeah.
everything is so damn slow.
Nurgle has a crap ton of fast-moving stuff now. It's actually really cool. And the plague drones, like at first I didn't like them because I'm like, oh, they come with the box set. They probably suck. And I actually have 4 of them, so I'm like just collecting them everywhere I go. They're awesome.
Yeah, that box set's got some really, really cool stuff in
The
it.
box set's sexy.
The Marine, I think the Nurgle stuff is cooler by a mile because it's just Marines on the other side.
Yeah. Yeah, you get the jump pack units, and that's like the only real special unit.
Yeah, and they have the heavy bolter or the heavy bolt pistol rifles.
Yeah, the heavy bolter pistols.
And I think the plasma variants are getting a lot more play.
The Hellblaster guys, or whatever they're called.
All the Hellblaster
Those things
stuff
are nasty
is ridiculous.
as shit.
Yeah, and I've never fought them without Gulliman being right behind them. So it was nice to not play against a Primarch today.
Yeah, I have Mortarion, and I felt bad using him because he just wrecks shit. Like, he just absolutely wrecks everything he touches.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Yeah, anything he assaults, he destroys it.
How many points is he?
Whatever he hits, he destroys. How many points?
Yeah, he's like 300.
It's like 275 or 325. Or, I'm probably wrong.
He would have turned the tide of this game because we didn't destroy anything.
My book is like 10 feet away from me, and it's just too far to move to look at it.
We've already started. It's far too late.
Yeah, it's far too late. It's over now. This is where I'm going to be for the next hour.
Do you like the book so far, though? Like, overall, do you really like... How do you feel about it?
I like it more now that I'm trying different units. Because when I first got the book, I was still using my 30K army as my Death Guard.
Okay, so it's mostly rhinos and, like, 10-man tank squads and stuff.
So now that I'm kind of branching out into, like, the Blight Lords and, like, you know, using a Defiler for once. And I've never had a Defiler. That's the first Defiler I've ever had in playing this game since, like, 1992
Really?
or 3 or whatever Rogue Trader came out. And that's the first Defiler I've ever had, and you know, I'm still on the fence about it. But
I was surprised with your setup initially with it, honestly. Like, I know you don't want to go toe to toe with a Land Raider because it's got much better firepower,
Land
but
Raiders are fucking sweet in this edition.
There's so much better than they were. They're like infinitely better than they were.
Right.
But the last cannon just, in my experience, has seemed so random. Because it's generally
The
3s that
D6
it's wounded on
the
now,
D6
too.
damage, too.
Yeah, so generally it's hitting on 3s. A lot of the times it's wounded on 3s. Sometimes, well, not really 4s because it's 9, but not wounding on a 2 kind of stinks.
Yeah. And the AP is like, what, -3?
It is. So almost everything gets a save. Anything that it would normally shoot gets a save against it. And I can't tell you how many times people have rolled 6s against me for that. And it's like finally it goes through, and then they save it, or I roll a 1 for damage.
Yeah. I feel like it should... So I was playing against CJ the other day, and you know CJ. He's got some AdMech gun that basically it always does a certain number, but it can do more.
That's cool.
And I thought that was cool. I was like, why don't last cannons
Oh yeah,
do
it's like a D3 plus 3 or something.
Yeah, it's something.
Like
it
that?
always at least does 3 damage or something. I thought that was pretty cool. So what are you even doing right now?
So I did a lot of nothing. So I got my last cannons in position to start
yeah.
firing. Immediately on my left side, I mean, there was 11 Terminators with guys coming up behind it.
Yeah.
So I moved on my Land Raider because I wanted to start taking some potch of that drone on the tower on the top left there. Thought I could get a couple shots off on him.
Yeah.
And I think this round I do maybe 3 or 4 wounds to him or something like that. But you're disgustingly resilient. The very few saves that you were forced to make, you saved a lot of them. Your resilient rolls were pretty good.
I'm famous for rolling 5s and 6s.
Yeah.
Like, that's what put me off of playing Terminators for like the last 3 or 4 years, because I cannot make a 2+ save to save my life. But I can make a 5-up save. Like,
you did pretty good with those.
I can make a 5-up save like all day. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
I didn't really put a lot of stuff into him too that really was scary. So there's a lot of Primaris dudes shooting at him.
Yeah.
And the -1 is good. But they're just turning them into Marines. And then being 5/6s to wound with everything, that was tough.
Yeah, the T5.
And I was still like, I had the chaplain and the captain in the back, and I was like, I'm gonna lure him in, I guess. And then I'm gonna
Womp 'em.
I had this really... So my plan for the game,
Right.
which I'll say now because it didn't work this way at all. So, you can deep strike with the Death Company.
Yeah.
And then they have a stratagem that allows them to go back into reserves.
Oh, like they fly back up in the air. Or
well, so they take off the table, and then you can put them anywhere on the board within 9 inches of an enemy.
Oh, that's badass.
And I think then I could have used my Wings of Sanguinius or whatever it is, so I could have charged D3.
Yeah.
So I wanted to...
D6. Or 3D6.
3D6, yeah. So I wanted to kind of lure you in and do as much damage on the left, and then with the Death Company, come right out back and then attack you in the back.
Nice.
That was the plan setting up the game. And definitely, like, with the stratagems, did you use anything other than the rerolls?
I did not use any stratagems at all, except for rerolls. That's the only thing I used. And I already used one at the first turn trying to get one of my Terminator squads in. So I'm down
to charge, yeah.
So I'm down to 2, as you can see in the top middle there, where I have my little command point.
Right, because you're doing patrol, right?
Yeah, it's a patrol. Doesn't give you any extra. Here I am gooping all over your Terminators.
Yeah, they got gooped pretty hard.
I gooped you, and then I shot you with 2 melta guns and a couple of bolt guns and a plasma pistol from
Did I try to overwatch them, and you hit me with 2 meltas or something like that?
I think I hit you with the meltas right now. Yeah,
okay.
So you can see my 2 red dice that are my meltas.
Yeah.
I hit you with all the good stuff.
Your melta guns in that squad were putting out some pain.
They were doing some good stuff, man.
There was a lot of, it seemed like, squads doing good things, and the big stuff just kind of...
the big stuff being sort of lackluster.
Yeah. I don't know, though. So the Terminators are 212 points, I think, with the assault cannon. I'd have to double check.
Yeah.
How many points is all that stuff you have in that top left corner?
Top left.
The drone and
the drone is like... you know what? I got my phone with my list on it sitting right here.
Yeah.
Holy shit, technology.
Science.
Science!
Oh, and I guess too on the left side, that little boardway, there's a underneath it. That's a tiered thing, and there was so you could see underneath there. So there was no blocking fire or anything like that.
Like walkway.
Yeah,
big walkway. Float drones are 158 the way I have them with the 2 plague spitters.
Okay.
And then that squad of plague marines is 172.
So 320 something points wise ish.
Versus a 200-ish something point squad.
Yeah. So that was. On paper, it's a mismatch already.
And I took out like just 2 guys.
Right, that's 4 wounds though, and that's I mean,
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Melta guns.
Yeah.
Melting fools. And here, I think these are just my Terminators shooting at your Primaris.
Yeah. Anyone watching the bottom left, you can just ignore for about 45 minutes. There's a lot that happens, but there's not a lot that happens.
I mean, I slowly was trying to whittle them down. I think I put a wound here and then a wound there.
You definitely
next firing round.
Yeah.
I kept firing with my defiler like all the way across the table because I was trying to soften them up for the assault. And yeah.
Neither of those things really happened.
Like I just kept like, I'm just gonna drop this battle cannon on this dude, and it did like nothing.
My Dreadnought on the bottom left was kind of doing the same thing, and it also did absolutely nothing.
He looks cool sitting up there, though.
Yeah, climbing up to the top. You can't see it, but I think he's on the 3rd story.
Yeah,
he's got no hands, and he's on the
so yeah, he climbed
story.
up there.
Yeah.
He's like jams his last cannon into a crack and pulls himself up.
I'm sure 5 Primaris dudes could help a Dreadnought.
Yeah, they probably like pushed him up. They created a hoist system.
So I think at this point I've got that 5-man squad's taking a wound, and am I down to 3 guys now in that 2nd squad?
Yeah, because you had those 2 squads, and I was kind of
taking 2
turns.
5-mans.
whomping on him. And I think because I had the Defiler, like, he could only see the one to our right, so he just kept shooting that one. And then my Terminators were shooting the other one. And then, I was like, I'm going to assault these fools. Because the last couple of games I played with those Terminators, they got the assault off first turn, just wreck shit.
Yeah, I knew that if we were in a firefight with because I would have had the 2-up save and cover too. Like I had a reasonable chance to at least stay in the game. And as soon as you got into melee, I was those Primaris dudes were not gonna hold up.
I think you're overwatching me right now.
Excuse me. I think I got to overwatch like 3 squads that turn. Like with one unit. One unit got to fire 3 times.
Yeah, because they didn't make it.
Yeah, they heard charge, they started firing, they didn't do anything, and someone else yelled charge, so they turned and started firing, and nothing happened.
I need to stop yelling charge before I run. Just like sneak up on them, and just, there's another one. I'm like, okay, what do I need here? And then I roll it, and it is, that was snakes, I think, or 3, yeah, it was a 3. I think I needed like 8 or 9 on each one of these.
Yeah, there were 3 or 4 charge rolls that were under 3 or 4 inches.
Because my Plague Lord, or what is he called? Plague?
Oh, he's the name character, right?
Lord of Contagion. That was way off. Something, yeah. Then here's a 4 that I rolled for another charge.
Yeah.
That did not happen.
The impenetrable wall in front of my Primaris guys.
Oh, I think it's bottom of 2!
Turn 2.
I think it's
Oh, that's terrible. That was me shooting you then.
No, yeah, that was because you were overwatching me.
Well, you went first.
So if it's turn 2, beginning of turn 2, am I just in the wrong spot?
It's bottom of 2. So it's your
okay.
turn to move.
Oh, here's my... I don't want to spoil anything, but here's my heavy hitters. This is a 5-man tack squad with a grav gun. All right, they just got out 3, moved 6. They're taking a tactical position in the building.
I know, it was very tactical.
And the guy with the banner stood on top because he was proud of his unit.
He was cramped in there.
He was, yeah.
And it wasn't fair to make him squeeze in.
Yeah, you don't bring a banner indoors. That's dumb. So he's standing up there.
There's
He's
rules against that.
It's going to be very important, though, everyone. Keep an eye on them. 5-man tack squad with a grav gun.
Those Terminators are moving in.
Yeah, what's left of them.
I'm like, yeah.
And at that point, I looked at it and I was like, okay, so the blow drone kind of hurt. I think it had 3 wounds on it or something at that point.
Yeah, you put a couple of wounds on it.
And then there was your Death Guard squad in cover. So they had the 2-up with the... Did they have the 5-up?
They have 5 up.
So 2-up, 5-up.
Yeah.
Or 5s to wound your plague drone. Yeah.
And these guys are running away.
Oh, they were tactically retreating.
It's a tactical retreat.
They're tactical marines.
Like, I could only move 4 inches. I'm like, God damn it. Here I am getting some photos. I'm going to put another Imager link in the comments, or excuse me, not the comments, the information block here, so you can check out the still photos.
Ooh.
Yeah, man.
What kind of camera are you using?
That is a Canon.
Very cool.
Yeah, I shoot some cannons, yo.
That's probably the best shooting in the whole game.
Well, see, totally off topic. I was stationed in Thule, Greenland, which is the one that's covered completely in snow. And so that's like a year-long thing. You can't take your family, so I decided to take up photography. Really? Yeah, so it's what's called a short tour or remote. You can't take your family, so he's like, well, what can I do to take up a new hobby and learn it? So I got a camera. Bought me a camera, and I learned how to use it, and I'm proud to say I can shoot in manual mode.
Ooh.
Ooh. Right? I adjust all my own settings.
I didn't know I was sitting next to a celebrity.
Right? Yeah. I don't shoot in that automatic like some people do.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
Yeah, I got a couple pictures with my iPhone.
off topic.
I waited for it to adjust like
Nice,
a like a pro.
Yeah.
What was the infrastructure up there like? Was it like a regular town or was it like
Thule, Greenland is hundreds of miles away from anything.
is it like a research station type setup? Or?
We do some stuff up there. There's a big radar. It's pretty cool. Other things I can't tell you about, but it's pretty neat. Yep. There's nothing around. The nearest thing is an Inuit village, and that's
What are the coordinates of that place?
Maybe
we should say
you could Google Earth it.
Google Earth.
Google Earth it. It might be there.
It'd probably stick out with
Yeah,
all the
there's like
snow.
literally nothing out there. I mean, I could fill up a whole battle report about what happened there. And I did play a lot of 40K up there with there's 2 guys that played, and the one guy I played the most played orcs, so I literally played against orcs for like a whole year. And
What edition were you
He
in?
beat me all the time. That was 5th going into 6th, I think.
That's what the orcs were pretty powerful. The last
Yeah,
time the orcs
were
really...
pretty decent. I remember the Chaos Space Marine book had come out, so I had to get my wife to send it to me, and like
Ooh,
I was
that
all
was
like,
not a good
I was like,
Chaos book.
I'm gonna take these orcs out when I get this new book, and then the new book wasn't that great either, and I was like,
Yeah.
Helldrakes, I need all of the Helldrakes. What are we even doing? I'm not even keeping track right now.
Rolling some dice here.
Oh, good. Yeah. Clears it up.
I think so. I think I'm shooting you here. I think.
Yeah. There's it down. I think you just pointed to your dreadnought.
I started using. Oh no, yeah, so that was definitely the dreadnought because there was the 2 gold and the Death Company dice.
Yeah.
That was my staple go-to dice for that.
The gold dice were doing pretty decent.
They did okay. You know, those are the special edition. Or I don't know if they're special edition or they're just the Blood Angel specific ones. I really like them.
Did you find that they were hard to read or anything like
The
that?
gold dice?
Just the Blood Angel ones in general because they had blood
Drops instead of dots.
I hate dice that have an icon for a 1 or the 6 because I don't know. You had these dice that had a skull for the 1 and then a skull with crossbones
those are terrible.
for the 6.
Those were the Marine standard
I was
ones.
getting really pissed off about that.
I only used those twice, I
I'm
think.
joking. I wasn't that pissed off.
They were
but I was very
terrible, though.
confused. Yeah, I was like, was that a 1 or a 6?
Every time I've rolled them, I've looked at people and be like, okay, so I know this is dumb, but
Let me explain.
yeah. But with the Blood Angel ones, they at least have the wings
Yeah.
on the 6.
I was
and
getting it
everything's
eventually.
uniform.
The skull was bad and the wings were good.
Yeah.
I eventually figured that out.
Unless I got it wrong. I mean,
Well,
if
then-
Games Workshop meant the 6s were.
Well, I mean, I guess you could call it anything you want because the 1 and the 6 are always opposite of each other on a die.
Yeah. I could say, like, okay, so the gold one's the skull's the 6.
Like halfway through, just change it. Oh no, the skulls have always been the 6.
I have decided. I bought these. They're mine. I have decided.
I mean, you're really like, there's no standard for like, what is the standard? You
Well,
just-
all the old dice, the ones have the symbol. So I have some old Blood Angel dice, and the wings are on the...
on the 1.
Yeah, so I made sure not to use those because I figured that'd be a real dick move.
Oh. So on these, the 1s are wings. On these, the 6s are wings. Yeah, that'd be fucking awful.
Yeah. So there, you can see I have my little dice pool in the bottom left corner there, as well as my stratagem cards. I like to keep organized
Right,
as best I can.
Very organized.
So there's a little clump of them that you'll see don't get touched at all because they're the worst and they roll terrible and
Just awful.
I hate when you see your logo and it means you guys are dead.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That should be a good thing when you come up with. It should be the 6s. if it's-
Exactly.
Oh yeah, I just goopied on you. You're assaulting me.
Yeah, you did. Did you? You did a ton of attacks because they're like flame weapons, right? They're just D6 or 2d6 auto hits.
because I got 1 of each, or I got 2 of the same goopy guns. So
Yeah, that was pretty tough.
I forget what they're called. I just called them goopy guns.
Well, I got the goo pretty hard a couple times.
My favorite thing about those guys is since they're flyers, they can just fly away and shoot you again.
Fly seems like it's one of the better keywords to have for sure.
It's pretty sexy.
Fly definitely got way better in this combat here. So I've got 2 Terminators, and I just don't think I like Power Fists anymore.
Why
I
not?
don't, because again, like the Lance Cannon, like you're rolling for damage.
Yeah.
And I think a few times in the game I rolled pretty well for damage, but if you watch very closely, you can see that a lot of the times where it's multiple damage, it's a 1 or a 2.
Yeah, you don't roll that
And it's a
much.
D3, so I'm doing 1 wound.
Boom.
Yeah, it would be really nice if Power Fists were just like straight 2 damage. And they're also not good against vehicles in general anymore, because like if
No.
you're at full wounds, you were 10, right?
Mhm.
So
yeah.
one guy just, he can't do it. And then you just fly away.
Yeah. Well, that was cool and all, but I'm just gonna roll
call
out.
me
Yeah.
in nerd
Like,
and
there
see
I go,
right there.
there you
I'm gonna fly away and give
Yeah.
him a spray.
Now you're just staring down the goops. Well, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, it really did, especially because some of that goop was Melta.
Yeah, it was to Melta. Like, that's the worst feeling. It's like when you're just standing out in the open. It's like, oh,
Yeah, and again, it'd be cool if there was some kind of rule where you could maybe try to keep your opponent engaged.
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know, because there's no initiative anymore. I don't know what stat
You'd really use?
Or like a free strike or something.
Yeah,
Like,
that would be really
fucking,
cool.
what's that other game? War Machine or something? Like, whenever you move out of combat, you get, like, your opponent gets a free strike on you.
Yeah, they're like not engaged, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That'd be neat.
Because there's a few times you feel like a jackass when you do this
punch me.
big charge.
Punch me while I'm flying away. And this is where I think I was remembering to do my special cool rule with my Lord of Contagion, where
the mortal wounds.
Everything within 9 inches of him, because of the helm of Fulgaris or something. Everyone within an inch of somebody within. Oh wait, no, it wasn't this turn. It was when I was in combat. But now, what the fuck I'm rolling right now? What am I doing? What am I doing with my life, Chris?
I know you fail a lot of charges in this one too.
Yeah. You just kept moving away. I think I'm gooping you, boltering you. This is going to be a hard one to track and put all these cool little. I put little animations on everything.
Yeah, I've seen some of those. I like them.
I'm going to have to watch pretty closely and figure out what's shooting what for my little animations. But obviously, I'm shooting you because I just put the tape measure up on your dudes.
Is this you shooting at the Primaris guys again?
Yeah, I think I'm just hitting you up with my combi bolters, which are awesome because they're rapid fire 2.
Yeah.
And then combi bolters are on infantry, improve their rapid fire range to 18 for Death Guard if you're battle forged, which I am.
Yeah, I really like that they do the rapid fire 2 for them.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it's very keeps to their fluff, the pre-heresy weapons and all that stuff, and it's better than because what were they last time? They were just twin link bolt guns.
Yeah,
right?
it's like twin link.
Yeah, they were terrible. But you did a lot of shots down there, but Primaris guys in cover.
Yeah, that cover was cool.
Yeah,
2-ups everyone.
That's kind of silly. It kind of put us on equal grounds. And
yeah, it made your dudes a lot more resilient.
Yeah, and having 2 wounds apiece. I mean, offensively, they didn't do anything the whole game. I don't think. I think they wounded a Terminator once.
A wound or two, yeah.
But you saved and got your disgusting resilience for sure.
Yeah.
And I really thought at this point, I was going to turn this Land Raider in and just start hammering you. And that...
It's not fun staring down a Land Raider.
No, but...
It's really not. When you don't have anything that can, really take it out. I mean, now I can wound a Land Raider on 5s for the most part. What are they, toughness... 8?
Toughness 8, 2-up save.
Oh, okay,
T8.
yeah. So most everything would have been hitting wounding on 6s. But I'm going to continue my policy of ignoring things that I don't think I can wound, because I think the shots can be better served elsewhere.
Yeah, and I wasn't really doing a lot with the shots. In that little corner there, I've got 6 las cannons. 6 las cannons re-rolling 1s because of my Primaris captain. And especially early on, just not doing a lot. I wasn't doing a lot of when I did wound. It was 1 or 2 wounds apiece,
right?
And you were getting your resilience roll, which was going pretty well.
Just killing it.
Yeah, so it's stand there and it's bam, bam, yeah, sweet. It's all this fire you see in the movie, just unload, and then you guys are just meh.
And then nothing.
Yeah, which I mean, it's cool because that's what Nurgles should be like. You know what I mean?
They're pretty tough.
But I was hoping for a Terminator a turn, something like that. That's what my thought process was.
Here I am assaulting. Yeah, finally I'm assaulting. So my goopy gun dude made it in, and then I rolled shitty for everything else.
Did he make it in?
Yeah, I mean he's I couldn't scoop, put him on the other side of that little wall there, so I just kind of bumped him up against the wall.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I remember now.
And then I'm pretty sure everything else just failed miserably.
Yeah, and I believe in this turn my Primaris dudes did better in that melee. I think they actually put a wound on you, didn't they?
It's not bad. I mean, yeah, I think you did wound him. He's not bad in close combat because he's actually got a -2, I think, weapon. His probe.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's called the plague probe. You didn't know you were getting probed.
No. At least wash it.
Nah.
No, I did not realize that's what he had. He's shooting goo and probing dudes.
Yep.
I would have put a lot more firepower into him had I known what his agenda was.
It's just the thing he's into, man.
Well, my guy, no, not so much. Not on my side. So
not on my watch, motherfucker. Yeah, no. See, once again, my Terminators don't make it into close combat, but
it was weird because they were an intimidating presence.
Yeah,
10 Terminators is not in this edition for any army. I don't think they're bad.
No, yeah. But these guys have the 4-up invul, which I really like because I think don't yours have a 5-up still?
Yeah, basically. Well, the Cataphracti armor is in the new Blood Angel book, and I believe that's a 4-up.
Yeah, that's what these guys are, Cataphracti.
which
That's
I
what
think,
makes them so
and they
slow.
can. I think regular Cataphractii Terminators can like take all different weapons and stuff like that.
Yeah,
right?
you can outfit them with a lot of different stuff.
I like the stuff I've had since 3rd edition. I'm
Right.
just that guy.
Right.
What edition did you start playing in?
Rogue Trader.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang.
When I was a young 12-year-old boy. See, my dad played historical stuff. Like, he
Mhm.
played a lot of Civil War, Zulu War, like World War II type games. And then he started playing Warhammer Fantasy Battle right when that Warhammer Fantasy Battle's been out for a while. This had to have been like in 87, 88 or something like that.
I think Fantasy is 5 years older than 40K.
Yeah,
something
so
like that.
he was playing that, and I thought it was pretty cool. But if you know me, I'm not a big fan, huge fan of here comes-
Sword and Shield stuff.
Yeah, I don't like fantasy.
Oh
that
yeah, the
much.
Death Company. I'm gonna
D
interrupt you
Company,
completely.
yeah. No, you should, because I'm rambling.
This was my gambit. This was like, here's where I. But I also knew like chain swords against Terminator armor. So
No,
even in this scenario, I was like, this isn't the ideal.
I was expecting you the whole game to jump them up on my Poxwalkers and dudes on my objective and just wreck their shit.
That's definitely what I was thinking. But the Defiler would have taken care of business probably real quick.
And he still had full wounds at this point.
He did. No, I think I wounded him once, but he healed it, right?
Yeah, he gets one wound back every
So this is turn 3. So I've shot 4 las cannons
Yeah, you
at
shot
him
him
at
a
this
few
point,
times.
and I think I did 1 wound and he healed
Yeah.
it.
And the Death Company showed up. I was like, fuck. But I was actually relieved that you were attacking the Terminators and not my dudes in the corner, because I think you would have just fucking ate those guys for lunch. Dude.
Yeah, you know, that probably would have been the better play, I guess. But again, the last few games I played against the Defiler, it's not gone very well.
Yeah.
And as soon as my Death Company get in combat with that, I mean, how many attacks does it do?
I think he only has like 4 or 5, but he's got those claws that just fuck shit up.
Yeah, and my rage isn't good enough to save me against that. In retrospect, probably maybe would have been a better call, especially with that stratagem that lets me leave.
Yeah, like just kind of jump in, fuck some shit up, and then like fly away before I get attacked.
Yeah, but so this is where my chaplain had the Wings of Sanguinius, so he can charge, he can reroll charges, and he can't be overwatched.
That was pretty tasty.
Yeah, that's my favorite relic by a mile. Then the hammer, which I didn't do. But so I definitely wanted to take advantage of that and do as much damage. But you know, now that I think about it, aside from your goo guns, like the combi bolters are not that scary, especially for Overwatch.
It's just a lot of shots.
It is, but I really wanted to take the pressure off my 3 Primaris dudes that are
that are like holding down the objective.
Yeah,
and your dreadnought.
Yeah, and I mean, definitely this battle takes place primarily on the left side of the board.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see we missed it, but my squad on the right there out of the Razorback, they have advanced.
Yeah, they scooched up a little bit.
They have.
And I'll tell you, all during my turn, in turn 3 and turn 2, whenever they first showed up, I shot the shit out of them and didn't do anything. Like,
They were dinking and dunking,
I
baby.
whiffed everything. Like, everything would hit and then, like, not wound or just miss completely.
And I think I killed one Plague Marine.
Yeah, and the squad in the ruins, or the squad?
The squad on the right side, the 5-man
the
attack
top.
squad.
Up
I
at
think
the
they
top.
sniped one Plague Marine.
Yeah, I think they did.
And they may have put a wound on the Defiler with the grab gun. Which grab took a super, super big hit.
It's not as good. No one's excited about grab anymore.
I mean, it's not bad. It's just maybe a fourth of how powerful it was.
Right?
You know what I mean? It's bad compared to what it was, but as far as its stat line and stuff goes, it's not crazy.
It's not nearly as awesome as it used to be.
Yeah, like if I had Centurions drop right now, like you probably wouldn't be very
Yeah,
scared
that used to
of
be
them.
like the most terrifying thing.
Oh man, I was so upset the Blood
Grab
couldn't
sense.
take them.
I mean, there's a lot of shit I can't take. I can't take fucking Havocs.
What?
The namesake of my gaming group.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It's
that's
like the
I can't take. They don't have Havocs in the Death Guard book. I mean, I could take them if I ally in Chaos Space Marines, but then I lose my benefits for not being Battle Forge with Death Guard.
we'd have to run a separate detachment, right?
Yeah, I could run a separate detachment, but then that's just points losing because I'm trying to drop in some heavy weapons. Because imagine if you had squads of Havocs that didn't, have to take a penalty for moving and shooting heavy weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking be awesome.
that's probably
That's how they are in 30K.
That's probably why they don't have it.
Yeah, that's how they are in 30K. They just wreck shit. That's why I have so many fucking heavy weapons.
Your
Death
30K
Guard.
list looks really cool, and it's very Marine
Yeah, it's all
oriented,
Marines,
which is
You don't see that very much.
That's what you got to do. Well, that's like the Death Guard fluff, though. It's like they just had dudes like just tromping across the battlefield, like
hard to kill,
tanking hits.
So here's where. So we just charged with
the D.
The D's
You're
coming in
me
the back.
D, dude.
You gonna probe me? I'll give you the D.
I know, right? It's only fair.
I've got a company of it.
It's only fair.
There's some stratagems here that I probably should have used. So I definitely used my so the Death Company Deep Struck, and then I used the I think it's called Wings or on Wings of Fire, whatever it's called.
Yeah,
so where I get to roll
something
3
with
dice.
wings, something angelic with wings.
So I was able to charge in. But there's a specific stratagem that lets you get an extra attack.
Against Heretic Astartes.
Oh, cool.
Which I definitely could have
I
used.
have that too.
Oh, do you really?
No, it's not a stratagem. I just have a special rule, which I totally forgot.
Oh, the Long War or whatever it is?
Yeah. It generates more attacks if you roll 6s or something. I totally forgot about that. Oh, well, whatever.
Well, then mine wouldn't have made probably an effect then, because it would have probably evened out.
Every time I play, I learn something new.
I also had
Veterans of the Long War. That's exactly what it's called.
And then my chaplain gets murdered here pretty hard.
But there's a Might of Champions or something like that, where as soon as he dies, he gets to make a full round of attacks again.
Oh, you didn't use that strategy.
Yeah, which your lord was down to 3 wounds at that point?
You put him down to 3 wounds during this combat.
And how many wounds did he have total?
6.
6? So
no, you put him down to 2 wounds this combat. Because you had something like
yeah.
you had like something like 5 or 6 Death Company that assaulted.
Yeah,
him.
they mostly all got to hit.
Yeah, because the other 4 or 5 assaulted my Terminators, and then there was 4 or 5 that assaulted just my Lord of Contagion. You dropped him down to 2 wounds, but I took the Warlord trait that allows me to just regain a wound per turn.
Yeah.
Per each player's turn, which is amazing.
Oh, it's each player's turn?
Yes, each player's turn.
So I definitely should have.
I mean, it's interesting what happens with your lord later.
But I could have definitely finished him off here, which probably would have been. I don't know if it would have turned the tide.
Like if you just dumped all your attacks onto him and that's it.
Yeah, and like the command points and stuff. I think I had you on number. So here I'm at 5. No, I think I'm at 3 because I dissented in, and I think I used a reroll.
Prepared for him to die this round. I was like, oh man, I was like, this motherfucker's gonna get slay the warlord on me.
Nope.
And I think I just barely eked out first blood last turn.
Yes. What did you kill?
I killed
first?
the Primaris squad.
Yeah, and you got the Terminators in the same squad in the same turn.
Yeah, it took me two turns to kill a whole squad of Primaris squads.
3 turns.
3 turns. Yeah, 3 turns. But they were in cover.
They were in cover.
And they were getting these silly 2+ fuck you saves.
Yeah, I hate it because so I'm not a big fan of the Primaris lore or anything like that.
I don't know if you've done a lot of reading or investigating into it.
It's like super Marines.
Yeah, so Call found a way to make the Emperor's design better, and so they don't.
That sounds like heresy.
It does, and there's a couple. The Dark Imperium book.
I really recommend if you're into it,
especially because a lot of it's Nurgle.
Yeah, I can't read very well.
You got maybe have the wife read it to you.
Going to bed
before I go to bed with my little my little hat, and
Dark Imperium, Chapter 1. But the Nurgle stuff in it's really cool, and it's actually my favorite book for the Nurgle demons. In the book, they show up and they're all playing instruments and partying.
Yeah,
and,
just chilling.
Yeah, and the Marines we got to get serious, and they're like, whatever, dude. There's boogers everywhere. It's awesome. They're like the hippies of murder and plague.
Yeah, I like that.
And it's super duper cool. And I forget why I was bringing that. Oh,
because the Primaris guys.
The Primaris dudes are they don't have any of the flaws.
Yeah.
Although the Blood Angel, they get the flaws in the book still.
The Blood Angels still get rage and all that stuff.
And I think the Dark Angels still have their stubborn or whatever it is. So they don't get any of the bad stuff, but they get all the good stuff. And they're just making everything vanilla Marines. But for my playstyle, I do like to have Marine squads in the back, holding objectives. It just feels like what Marines should do.
Right, yeah.
Because I think a lot of people, especially in the competitive stuff. Oh, here's my attacks here. I think I did pretty good on that.
But in the competitive stuff, I think a lot of scout bikers
and snipers get used. Which I like that, but I don't like that being all my troops just to fill out points.
I'd rather play a fluffier list.
Yeah.
And this is actually my friendly list for Adepticon,
which
I'm still practicing with, which is why I said do 1,500 points, because I need to kind of play with it a little more, obviously, because I'm forgetting whole rules that apply to my whole goddamn army.
Let's look at the first page of the rules.
Yeah, it's it literally is one of the first things. Veterans of the Long War, don't forget. But, this is my friendly, and I don't think it's too overpowered.
Yeah, so here, this is on your lord here. So I did 9 wounds with chain swords and 2 power fist
You're
wounds.
fucking him up.
But he still walks away from it.
Yeah, I made a lot
No
of
big
saves.
deal. And then he turns around and
Like I said, he's got like 8 wounds, 6 wounds, something like that. 6, I think it's 6 or 8, might be 6. And I only missed 4 of them or whatever.
it was pretty good.
Yeah, so I like knocked.
And
him
then I
down
think I did only 2 damage with 2 power fist wounds.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was only 2.
Yeah, so D3 damage possible.
Yep, he's down to 2.
Of a possible 6, minimum 2.
I mean,
2.
you know, he's not feeling great though.
Not enough to slow his roll though. He definitely is like, okay,
He's like,
that's cool.
That's it, huh?
I'll take this chaplain's face now.
The Terminators, I think I lost 2 Terminators in that combat.
One.
One
You lose
Terminator.
1 Terminator and take a wound on another one, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So 5 Death Company guys attacked with chainswords. So they're 2 attacks base. They have the Rage, which gives them 3, and then the Chainsword, which gives them 4. So 20 attacks. I did 3 wounds.
Nice.
20 attacks. They re-rolled a hit.
I'm smacking you back with my Plague Reaper.
Yeah, it is.
My Lord of Contagion smacking you, and then you were trying to figure out what your save was. Because you have like some special saves, like Black Rage save. What's your save?
So he's got the 4-up Chaplain save,
Yeah.
the Invuln save there. And then he's got the Warlord trait that gives him pretty much the Black Rage, but it re-rolls 1s. And if he already has Black Rage, then he gets 5-6 re-roll 1s for any wound that any damage he takes, which is cool.
Yep.
And I rolled like all 3s and 4s.
Yeah, it's like 3 damage per.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, that's right. It was 3 damage per, and it's basically the same as Disgustingly Resilient, where you get a save per each damage because each damage takes away.
Yeah,
a wound.
it's a little bit worse.
Yeah.
I definitely. There's a couple other Warlord traits that I could have taken there that.
So is he your
made
Warlord?
it better. Yeah, I made him my Warlord.
Oh, okay. I thought the Primaris Captain guy was your Warlord.
No, he's dumb. So I only took him to give the reroll 1s, which ended up really not being that big a deal. Just because you saved everything.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. If you were playing a different army, like if you were a different type of chaos, or just anyone else, I probably would have done a lot of damage. But your Nurgle, and that's how they should be. I really liked it.
They're super fucking resilient.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's obviously the gist.
It is. So it's like I've got a bulk of turn 4. So that was where
Top of 4.
That's where everything fails. You didn't kill enough Death Company to get anyone to run away.
No.
And they were within range of the captain too, so they were good there.
They still had rerolls.
I thought you were gonna step out of combat with everything and start shooting, but you stayed in combat with both squads, I think.
Yeah, well, because if I step out of combat, I won't be able to shoot anymore.
But your squad behind it and the other Terminator squad would have gotten to shoot.
Yeah. No, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Here's where I made the bold move up on your objective.
Dastardly. So we thought, so it's from the center of the base, the center of the objective, which we had to check for a second.
Just to call it good.
Yeah, but at the end of my movement phase, if I wasn't there anymore, he would have won. Because as you can see, the Defiler and the Poxwalkers, the guys in the back.
Yeah, I definitely have that objective.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it much, but that tech squad is doing everything it can.
That tech squad was fucking just sitting they would not die. Like, again, you'll see me shooting at them in this turn and just not doing dick to them. Like, just shooting, whiffing left and right. And then at this point, I think I started shooting my Defiler back at the Dreadnought and shit up there at the top.
You did, and the autocannon? What was the
Reaper autocannon?
The Reaper autocannon.
He's got a battle cannon, Havoc launcher, Havoc missile launcher, and then a Reaper autocannon.
So I believe the Reaper autocannon was shooting at the attack squad.
Yeah, because he didn't have range. Everything else was 72 inches.
Yeah, and
range.
Or
48 inches.
They were having none of it.
Yeah, no, they didn't do shit.
Again, the Marines in cover are awesome.
Getting that 2-up save
is really cool.
Tank and everything.
Yeah, and I think you were only -1 with the autocannon. Was it -2?
It's -1, I think.
Is it?
Reaper autocannon.
So they were just taking it, and then the Razorback was
just taking it.
The Razorback was doing everything it could. I really wanted to move them up, but I knew as soon as the Defiler got into melee with them, as cool as they were.
Yeah,
it's
Defiler's
just,
pretty,
not that gutsy to go up there
it's
and take it to them.
It's ×2 strength, and then it's D6 damage each. But again, that's a last cannon. The D6 damage, you never know what that's going to end up being.
That's true, but it does wound on 2 because it's strength 16.
in combat.
Yeah.
With no negatives to
Like
hit.
super strength.
Yeah, so just little dudes, it just crushes them. And there's 5 of them, just regular dudes.
Just dudes.
Yeah, definitely probably should have gone with the melt-a-gun over the grav gun, or even like the flamer probably would have been better just for like possible damage output. But I definitely wanted to try the grav gun. So this is where you're retaliating?
Yeah,
me?
I flew. No, so I'm ready to goop up on those 3 dudes. I think I gooped one. Yep, I gooped up on them, and then I start terminating them with Terminators.
And the Defiler, and what else had shot the Dreadnought?
The Defiler.
The tac squad in the back left.
The tac squad shot the other tac squad in that 2-story building of yours.
So the attack squad next to the Defiler shot them in the building, and then the attack squad on the left in the back tried to take a couple pot shots at the...
I think they wounded the Dreadnought, didn't they?
Did they shoot the Dreadnought?
Yeah, because you were trying to get it with your melting guns, but they were out of range.
I think you hit him and wounded him.
I put 1 wound on him with a bolt gun.
Yeah. Dreadnought in cover.
Yeah, that Plague Marine squad there on the left, top left quadrant.
Sniping Dreadnought
shoots
out of the tower.
Because I'm like, if I can kill that Dreadnought, I'll win. But, yeah, I didn't think I was going to kill that Dreadnought.
You put 3 wounds on it, and I think it's only 8 wounds.
I didn't realize that you don't score it until the end of your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
And then once I read that, I was like, oh, well, he's going to die.
But at that point, I don't think my Dreadnought had hit anything. Yeah, see that? So now you're taking shots at him.
Yeah, here I am, like, shooting my Havoc Launcher and my Battle Cannon, which the Battle Cannon kind of was lackluster, too.
So I like the Battle Cannon on the Lehman Russ, because now it gets the 2 shots if it moves less than 6.
That's awesome.
Oh, the guard stuff's
amazing.
What?
Especially because I think you can give it orders where it gets to fire again or something stupid like that. And it doesn't suffer any negatives for moving and shooting on Lehman Russ. So on a Lehman Russ, I really like it. But on most other things, especially when you're hitting on a 4, because it's, what is it, D3 shots or is it D6?
For the Battle Cannon, D6.
Okay. So, I mean, average you get 3, and then you're hitting on 4s.
If I'm lucky, yeah.
Yeah, and...
Yeah, hitting on 4s, that's where you, like, start losing
and then only wounded on 3s, and then only -2.
I think this is where I'm shooting at your squad in the building on the right.
You'll notice that I don't put my hand there to take anyone away.
You'll notice that nothing gets removed. Everything lives. And here I am trying to snipe that Dread.
I don't think I had a lot of good options for you to shoot this round. Like you could have shot the Land Raider, but you don't really have anything super great against it. There's 3 Primaris.
Yeah, and at one point I was like, how can I get my Melta-Guns on that fucking Land Raider? And I didn't have the move. Like, it would have just put me on the corner and I wouldn't have had line of sight. And I was like, well, I can't shoot anybody else. Everybody else is in combat, so hey, let's shoot this Dreadnought.
You gotta take your shots where you can take them.
And then I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna. I think I tried to assault your Death Company with my Plague Marines, and then I was trying to figure out if I wanted to assault those Primaris guys with the squad of Terminators there, or just bump over into the Death Company.
And I believe you tried to charge the Primaris guys, right?
No, I went to the Death Company.
Did you? Oh yeah, you did.
And the funny thing is, when I charged the Death Company, I needed like 2 inches, and I rolled snakes. I rolled snakes. And I think my Plague Marines, I completely just whiffed altogether because I needed like 9 or a 10 or something because I was going through the terrain.
On the bottom left, you can see those cards out, and that's the go back in the reserves and then charge 3d6. And I saw you charge me, and I was like, I'll still get to use these. It'll be fine. There's like 10 guys there.
Oh yeah, I was gonna charge your 2-man Primaris squad with my Goopy Gun dude, and that failed too. I think because I was gonna lock in your boss as well, the captain or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, and I think he failed. He may have failed this last round to charge it or something like that. I don't remember exactly.
No, we were in combat, I think, and I think I just moved out or something, or I don't know what happened to him.
He didn't do a lot other than provide that reroll.
The reroll.
Which I still liked. Like, I think maybe not the guy in the Gravis armor. I think there's a cheaper option. Especially being around like a group of stuff and him not really going to get shot. Like the Gravis armor wasn't really necessary. But he came in the starter box, so I've got him.
So there he is. Here I am flailing you with my flail.
I got flailed pretty hard.
The flail does D3 per attack, so I ended up rolling 2 6s, so I had all 6 attacks. And they all then ended up whiffing pretty hard.
Oh yeah, I think you did 2 wounds or something
and I only managed to do like 2 hits, so it was like 4 wounds or something.
And one of the guy had the rage.
Yeah, one guy
and
saved
he stayed and then died on the next hit.
And now I'm bubotic axing you. Whoa, wait, whoa.
What happened?
I'm dying on me here.
Oh,
Bubotic axing you.
I was literally feeling it, like inside me.
It's inside you. I'm inside you.
It's the dry feeling.
Once again.
I need some lotion.
Once again, I need you.
That's why I'm not over here, but once a year.
And then,
There's me. Oh yeah, so now you can see I started my little dead pile
Killing a
behind
few
the
more,
dreadnought,
yeah.
and there's a lot of Death Company, showing up there.
Company dying.
Yeah, a lot of attacks, but they are just Marines with a 6-up, feel no pain.
Yeah.
So they don't.
Glass cannon.
They can give it, but they don't take it back.
They don't take.
Well. Yeah. And so they're Leadership 7. I know I mentioned that while we were playing.
They don't be taking it.
Leadership 7 is really kind of surprising.
It's not good.
No, for the Death Company, consider there were not a lot of fearless units in the last edition, and they were one of them.
Oh, they're not fearless anymore.
No, they just have a 7-up. There's been a couple times where I've had Death Company run away. It's like, we've given up life and all we want to do is die in battle, but that shit is scary. That shit is terrifying. We can, the Red Thirst, we can go to the gas station.
Glorious death in battle. Yeah. Fuck this, I'm out of here.
I don't know if it's supposed to represent like they lose it and they're so like berserk that they just are easy to put down, or
I don't know. I don't know what the gist is.
Well, they changed it. See, so the fluff now they like go back to the war on.
Yeah, because there's your leadership, and then the last guy died.
Yeah, I'd roll that as a joke.
Yeah,
because 9 guys had died.
Yeah, 9 dudes sucked the pipe, and now just kind of like scooching up.
The guy with the fist was like, "That's enough. I'll take my regular armor back, please."
So at this point, I was like, "These Terminators are too slow to get on the objective. I need to use my bloat drones." I had a feeling the one at the top might not survive. So I had my other bloat drone queued up. I was like, "Yeah, he's gonna save the day. I'm gonna kill that dreadnought. He's gonna save the day."
I was a little worried about the bloat drones.
Bloat drones. I used to take 3 of them. They're so good, but two's nice for 1,500 points.
Yeah, at this point, like with the Death Company dead, I knew that you had. I mean, it's very obvious that you've got command there. But I was not really worried about your Terminators doing anything after that.
They're so slow.
Yeah, it's like they can pour tons of shots into my 2 Primaris guys. But after that, like, you're going to climb a wall?
Yeah, I would have had to go all the way around.
I mean, they came in turn 1, and look how far they are.
Yeah, they're so slow.
So the blow drones definitely became a priority at that point. As you can see, my dreadnought with no arms is like, that's
He's like, I'm going to get up on this
Yeah.
bitch. Punch him with my hot last cannon.
Because the rule was closest within 3, right? Or
It's
you have to be within 3 of the center.
Within 3 inches
Whoever
of
had
the
the most models.
Most models.
So I had to at least get close enough to deny you that if I didn't kill you.
Right, yeah.
And he hadn't hit anything to that point.
What am I even rolling here? I think I'm rolling.
It's got to be some saves.
Yeah, I think you're definitely shooting at my bloat drone, I think, at this point.
I might have started with the Primaris guys because I was like, in my head a lot of the times I was like, I'll do the shittiest dudes first. Or I might have done the Land Raider.
Or it was...
there you go. Yeah, get out of there.
He did.
The objective is secure.
He had like 3 wounds on him at that point.
Yeah, and I had to walk up with a dreadnought and shoot him point blank. Point blank
with the last cannon. I think it was like 6 or 7 wounds I had to try to disgustingly resolve.
Yeah, I think this was my best turn because I just did that, and then I believe my Land Raider shooting your other plate drone,
which was also pretty beat up.
He's shooting the piss out of it. Yeah, I think it's like 4 or 5 wounds on it right now. It's down to 4 or 5 wounds.
And there was damage. I think because I command point one of these because I didn't kill it or something like that.
Yeah, you rolled a 1.
Yeah, and it was like enough is enough. Boom. I order you to stop sucking so bad. Yeah, here it blows up and starts some mortal wounds.
And I mortal wound the wound I just gained back on my Lord of Contagion, and then kills him or fucking Terminator, I think, or puts him to 1 wound. Yeah.
At this point, I wasn't really too worried about you taking that objective. Like I knew you were gonna kill everything there, anything that got in your way. But I was like, just from the amount you'd been moving, I was like, I don't know.
There's no way I would have got up there. In 2 more turns, maybe if I had charged somehow and ran up.
Maybe as long as I had something in your way.
Because, see, the thing to get up there is like that narrow little spot, like to the left of the building. And they would have had to like conga line up there and then charge up the fucking side.
Yeah, a bunch of sick fat dudes covered in KFC grease. We're
Right.
gonna
Trying to like run up. I'm so tired. I just give
And so this is where I started doing some damage on your Defiler, I'm pretty sure. I think
Yeah,
there's one turn where I hit it
twice.
I think I did
yeah,
like 8
you
or 9
last cannoned the
wounds.
shit out of him with that.
Yeah, the Razorback.
Razorback. Which, like I said, traditionally I wasn't scared of Razorbacks because I've seen them only whiff, but that's like in 6th and 7th edition. And you did not whiff. You put him down to like 3 wounds.
That being said, though, this is turn 4. And
That's
so
true.
That Razorback was never shot. And he just stood there and just took shots at you.
Yeah, I totally ignored
That
him.
was it. So, I mean, if you give a Razorback an
Yeah.
entire game,
It'll do some damage.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, I've
Yeah.
got a bad habit of just ignoring vehicles because I'm just like, I'm not going to damage that vehicle.
Yeah,
I'm gonna use
I've-
my shots somewhere else.
With my Gene Stealer cult, I've definitely,
vehicles are a problem with them.
Right, yeah.
Especially, like, any kind of flyer. It's just
Well,
like...
I don't have really any last cannons, and the only things I have that can take vehicles out is melta guns and maybe plasma guns, which are on my infantry, which are just chilling. Which you can see are very, very far away on the other side of the fucking map.
Yeah, they started far away and they never really got close.
Yeah, well, the one squad was just, I'm just going to chill here on this objective with my Poxwalker buddies.
Alright, since we're in the charge phase of my... Oh, there's the dice I used that had the skulls on both sides.
Annoying dice.
Yeah, there was like a pause when you looked at it. You're like, "What did
I'm
you
like,
just do to me?"
you're like, the skulls are ones. I was like, they're all skulls. You're like, well, there's these,
But they're
these
also sixes.
these have crossbones.
There
on
they
them.
were,
Yeah.
those 3.
Oh my god,
They go back to the pile pretty
like the
quick.
most awful dice I've ever seen. I thought about making like Lonely Havoc dice, and like having
Yeah.
like a cool thing to like give away to people and stuff. I'm like, you know what? I hate dice that have icons on them instead of pips.
I like it when they're on the 6. Like,
I think that should be the standard.
yeah, and it wasn't for the longest time.
Which
Yeah.
blows my mind.
It's like it just was whatever. Then you played random people you've never played before, and you're like, I don't know what you got on your die. Like,
yeah,
What's the one pip?
Some guy gave me some dice when I was in Edwardsville, and it just had like... I don't know. It was just like 4 words on it, and they were the 1. And it was like I roll a sentence, and everyone dies. They were really weird.
Oh shit! Top of 5.
It is. So here, I killed a Terminator with my Primarch, or my Captain in Gravisama.
Capitan. I'm running up, dude.
Oh man, they're smoking.
I was
They're
like,
going so
I was
fast.
like, I'm gonna run up on this dude. I totally forgot that I could advance, but it was turn 5, and I was like, I don't know where we're gonna go here.
Yeah, and it was random after turn 5, right?
And I moved the guy out.
Yeah, you backed up so you could shoot the captain.
I backed up so I could shoot him and try to get up on his bubble.
And so the Defiler was hitting on
5s at this point at range 2. Right?
Yeah, because he's like down to 3 wounds or something. He was down to 2 wounds and then he gained his wound back because of his cool ability. His cool ability.
It's cool that it auto happens because a lot of that
Yeah,
stuff,
you don't
like,
have to roll for it.
I think most of the Mechanicus stuff you have to roll for, and that's
I
like
think
their
so.
specialty. Or maybe it's that they
Yeah.
roll a certain amount of.
Yeah, they get to
saves or
repair things.
Mhm.
And here I am rolling up with my
Self-healing
my
Defiler.
Plague Marines. Yeah, he just heals himself. Like the fucking Predator.
He's even kind of Predator colors,
Yeah.
like in the...
It's fucking awesome. Oh, yeah.
Excuse me, man.
And my Plague Marines, like, just shot the shit out of your captain.
Yeah, so here's where you put a Melta, 2 Plasma.
Yeah, just
And so
wiped him out.
I'd actually forgotten that he had an invuln save at this point.
Did you take it?
So the first couple,
You
so
remembered
he's
it.
got a couple wounds already, and I
Yeah.
didn't use it. Like in melee against you, I just took this armor save.
Yeah.
But here's where I looked at the book and I had like the revelation. I was like, oh my god, he's got a force. And so, so I made it against the Melta,
Yeah.
and then he's got one
Oh,
wound left,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
failed against the Plasma. So I was like, I'll burn one of my last command points. Made it,
And then you made it.
and then I failed the 2.
And then it was 2
bolter
bolt
saves.
guns, and then you failed the bolt save, and you only had the 1 wound
Yeah.
left on him. So, like, yeah, it was a pretty good effort to, like, make all those saves with the bolt gun
Yeah.
gets him at the very end.
It's always the bolt gun.
Yeah,
Well, it's never the bolt gun.
It's always the bolt gun. And now here I'm standing out with my pants open in front of a fucking Land Raider.
But you were pretty deceptive here. You tried to charge with that squad on the back end.
Yeah. So we had to look up the rule real quick to see if you need to have line of sight with the thing that you assaulted. It doesn't say anything about line of sight.
Anything within 12 inches, which is cool though. It makes sense.
Yeah, I
You know what
mean, I kind of I just kind of have a scanner and I know they're around the corner, or I see somebody else going, attack this dude. I don't know.
Lasers have been firing around the corner.
Exactly. Like, what are they shooting?
A Land Raider probably has a pretty noticeable like
sound.
engine.
Yeah. You might be able to hear it. Let's just run around the corner of this building blindly, and
But they
failed. They failed. They didn't make it. They didn't do shit. And I think I took some more pot shots with my defiler at your dudes on that building on the right side.
Were you fired? You weren't firing the whole thing at them, were you? No, you didn't.
No,
The battle
yeah.
cannon killed one, I think.
Yeah, I was getting really tired of them.
One.
One. Yeah, I killed one guy out of that squad.
You were taking shots.
One
from
guy.
your- One guy.
One dude.
Finally, one dude.
Jesus.
Turn 5. Turn 5, my MVP tac squad, 5-man tac squad. They took after
guy.
rounds and rounds of fire.
Rounds of
and
fire.
continuous battle.
And
I think that's you making the rolls to... Yeah, that's you trying to hit him up there. And I used the terrible dice again, and that's what I get for using the terrible
there
dice.
he goes. Yeah, he's gone.
He's got a gold arm, too.
Finally sucks the pipe.
Yeah.
Now here I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to assault you.
Yeah, so you've got the guys behind the building. You can see one of them.
They're
popping out
they're
back
kind of
there.
squeezed in. That's like a 4 or 5 story building right there. That's a 5-story building, my friend.
You generally don't play with terrain that tall, and it was kind of cool seeing that on the board. A lot of stuff doesn't just like straight block like a ton of line of sight.
Yeah.
So having a big tower on there, I thought was really, really awesome.
I just think I like to do something different.
Yeah, because I've got a couple of the Games Workshop like modular building things. Well, they're not really modular, but like the old like factory mechanical sets and stuff. And they're huge, but they're so full of windows that it's like it might as well not even be there.
Yeah, like you just shoot through it because you can see everything.
Yeah, and it doesn't add a lot of tactical choices to the game. So these towers I thought were really cool.
Yeah, I just like to overload the table with terrain. I don't even know what I'm saying, man. I like to have a lot of terrain, but this one I did kind of different and sort of put everything on the outside edges and had the inside a little bit more even, and then it really worked out for this objective game.
Yeah.
And then we did the long table. We ended up pulling long table edges for the deployment zone, and it just sort of worked out.
Yeah, we pulled. We did two of each and picked our
Right.
favorite, and the other one was just straight half and half.
Yeah, it was like 24-inch table side, and you just do everything
with nothing. I probably would have set up like the exact
Yeah.
same way, because
I would not have started in the middle anyway.
yeah,
But then you could have put your objective anywhere. But why put it close to anywhere but like in cover, in terrain?
yeah. I mean, if you're playing like an all assault army,
There's my Lord of Contagion getting killed. From
Overwatch by a Land
So I
Raider.
decided. So my Overwatch for my Death Guard Plague Marines failed, and so I had to roll in with my Lord of Contagion because I'd already, what do you call that? I already said I was going to do it because I said I was going to do it.
you committed.
I committed.
Here they
to
come.
it.
Here they come.
And then here's your guys like making a break for it. Victory is ours! Like they're just fucking running in, and then you're putting the objective on top of your dreadnought.
Yeah. So I was pretty generous with that Land Raider move there.
It was a long ladder.
It was a big 10. It was a big 10.
It's like you measured from the back and then put it like in front.
That was in poor taste on my part.
That's all good.
But so I'd killed your Lord with the Overwatch, and then it was turn 5, and it was random after this if we were going to end.
Yeah.
So I didn't think your Terminators had the ability to get to me in time. So I was like, if I'm going to make a push, now is my time.
You felt safe enough leaving your objective in the hands of your dreadnought.
And I think my Land Raider hits every shot on this, and then like
I made a shit ton of saves.
I think, well, you saved them, but I also didn't wound
like any of the heavy bolters, I think, or something like that.
Yeah. No, all the heavy bolters whiffed.
Yeah.
But you see, my Defiler is gone.
Oh, it is.
You hit it with the
Razorback.
Razorback hit it and finished him out. He had like 3 wounds on him.
Hell yeah, Razorback.
Yeah,
it's back.
Is back.
The Razorback.
So we got 2 minutes left here. So I think we can go ahead and say that the 5th turn was our final turn.
It was. Yes.
We rolled to end it. And although you made a valiant push at the end here, and I managed to save a lot, and you whiffed the shit out of your heavy bolters, that I ended up winning the game because I had first blood.
Yeah, it took almost 3 turns to get first blood,
but you got it.
Right.
You did get it.
And we both scored Slay the Warlord.
Yeah, I got it on the Overwatch.
Yep. And I think we both ended up getting, what do you call that?
I don't think I technically would have had Linebreaker.
Oh, Linebreaker? No, you might have been a little far out for Linebreaker.
So you got me by 2 points?
Yeah, possibly by 1 point. But, yeah, I did end up winning by 1 whole point.
Yeah, and I think the ejector was worth 3 points, or was it like 5 points or something like that?
I don't. It didn't. It just said whoever has both wins the game.
Huh.
So I think the secondary objectives is what was winning it.
Yeah, the only way I had a chance was to get that Land Raider up and get you off that objective. But as you can see, we go to 6. We ask who wants to roll it, and he says me. I was like, yes.
I let Chris roll it. I was like, he's been rolling 1s and 2s.
There you go. Yep. I used
the handshake.
The Death Company special dice, and it was a 1. And it was like, okay, yeah.
And that's what does it. That's awesome. Yeah, that was a fun game, dude. I appreciate you coming by and playing with me, and I had a lot of fun. And this great painted army, and it looks really cool on the table. And
yours is really well painted. I do like it.
Well, thank you, thank you. So, hey, if you watched this all the way through, we really appreciate it. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.
I hope to see you guys soon. Thanks for having me.
Later. Screen's dark.